So if the camera would walk more or less to where the guys are, then you can see what we are talking about. Okay, you wanted to explain something, so...
Yeah. So when we have this bind here, I can just put my shield down so you can see it. And Roland tries to, if my sword bites into his edge, and
I want to push it aside.
I'm attached to his shield. So
see?
this means that if he's not intentionally turning his shield, I'm actually holding on. And if it's also, even if it's touching my edge as well, it's pretty in there.
It's really solid.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. So I actually have to do something about it, like moving the whole shield to put his blade aside. So there's a, to each pro, there always is a con. Yeah. If you can control a spear point with a shield because it's stuck a bit, it goes both ways. The same applies to the sharp swords here. Yeah. So when we are fighting, as I said, keep your weapons in conjunction. So it's hard for me to get between his weapons here. It's really difficult. But this is actually what I want to do, is I want to get between his weapons if I can. And it's more difficult to do that with the sharp swords, I find. But it also means I get clearer signal with the sharp. That means I know better what to do next. Yeah. So this kind of gaining the shield bind, which is really difficult with blunt swords, is a lot easier with the sharp swords.
So here, because if Roland's sword is in there and I want to move it, I rotate out as the beginning of the snake movement and then attack his flat with my flat. And now I have an opening because his face is exposed on the outside.
Yeah. And all this gripping is so much easier with the sharps. And just because there's a camera running, I also wanted to repeat one of the great revelations that I had this weekend. That it's much easier to apply one of the most spectacular techniques that Mikkel has actually suggested, namely lifting the opposing shield with your boss. That this works so much better with the sharp swords. Like if I can just give you the sharp for a second, you can keep your sharp. Now the idea of this technique, and the camera is in the right spot for that, is that if I fail to get the high open to win this opening up here, and he raises his shield, then I lower mine, keeping his shield in place with my sword tip. I hook him here, I step outside, lift the shield and cut to his opening. Just to show it from the other side again. So initially I try to win this shield bind, he lifts it, I drop my shield, I catch his edge and cut at him. And I love this technique so much that it constantly gets me killed because I want to apply it so badly. And then what often happens is that I get the correct moment, I drop here, and that his shield drops more or less at the same time because it slides off my sword. All right, so once again, I'm going here. Oh, I can pin it here. I go here, but then he has no problem evading the sword bind and counters my attack. Now with the sharp swords, that's a different story. So, same situation here. I tried to win the high bind, didn't work. I pin him here, and here you can see I can lift him easily while going to the lower edge of his shield. Now you're too far away, I would cut straight away. I need your lower edge to go out a little bit, so don't overdo that. Just lift it. I was just
trying to resist it, just to see how much you can hold me, and there's no way I can push back.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, could you now do your moves more like as if we were fighting? Because I didn't do the hook because his lower edge was too far away. But because his lower edge was too far away, the leg was open anyway, so there was no need for a clever technique anymore. And here it feels like super crispy. We go through that in slow motion again. So I want to be on top. That didn't work. I keep the sword on. I lower my shield. Now with my boss, I hook it. How do I know where my boss is?
Where your hand is?
It's where my hand is. Here I hook it, pull it slightly towards me. I turn my shield so that the handle is on line. that means I have a good position, and then I cut at him. And so that was kind of a revelation for me with the sharp sword, testing it with the sharp sword. That technique is not only cool, it actually works if you have the right tools. Good, okay. Now, thanks for filming, Jenny.
I tried to have one up high, but couldn't do anything with it because
I think I got close to doing something, and now of course I wouldn't pursue. Like two where I didn't go over the top.
Yeah, I didn't see them.
Yeah, no, of course not. And neither do I know whether it would have worked. Thank you very much, very cool.